That same system did bring some active weather here to our part of the area. We had some wind damage in Summers. That's going to be in West Washington County. Had some hail and spring dealt with that system. Bigger hail off to our east. And yet again, we find ourselves tracking more storms. Here's the setup. Overall today, the jet stream pretty, we call it zonal, almost west to east. It's not very amplified, right? It's that amplified jet stream that is going to bring us some storm system. Here's what's going to be happening by tomorrow. We'll have high pressure settling in off to our southeast. That's going to push some more muggy air our direction. You're going to feel it, especially tomorrow evening. Meanwhile, a trough of low pressure sitting up over the Four Corners region. That is going to put us squarely in between the battle of the two different air masses. Typically, that would bring you about 1 day's worth of weather, right? Well, as we advance this, we look into time. That setup really doesn't change much at all. So while those two air masses are kind of fighting each other, we're going to have disturbances in the atmosphere moving right over us consecutively through the end of the week, likely even into the weekend before that low pressure eventually swings on through. Now, by late tomorrow night into early Wednesday morning, we're going to be looking at what I call a conditional threat for some severe storms. There could be some moving through the area, not expecting many, but the potential is there should they get going. That we have a level 2 risk in East Oklahoma, Northwest Arkansas. We'll bump it down to a level 1 potential for most of the river valley. Now, by the time the sun begins to rise on Wednesday, we're going to see more storms moving through the area. Those storms are going to have a bit more favorable environment, especially the further east you go. That's why we've got this level 3 potential in place. Now, do we expect a significant severe weather outbreak on top of us? Maybe not, but certainly the further east you go, more ingredients are going to be available for those storms to tap into. Let's walk through what we do know with this system. Futurecast shows most of tomorrow is going to be largely dry. Clouds are going to increase throughout the course of the day, a few spotty showers overnight. But by 6 o'clock Wednesday morning, we'll see our first wave of thunderstorms approaching the area. Before I go any further, I want to back up and tell you this. This is Futurecast today. What we know about weather is it's always changing, right? This is going to be one of those weeks that you're going to want to stay tuned to the forecast with just about every single update. I do suspect some changes over the next couple of days. What this says is 6 a.m. right now, it may be looking a little bit different going into the next couple of days. With that aside, this is what we could expect going into Wednesday morning. Some more thunderstorms passing through. These are a bit more discrete in nature. They're kind of isolated, right? They're not that classic squall line. And that is certainly something that we don't necessarily love to see. I'd rather it just be a squall line. We get it out of the way and get it over with. But with these isolated cells, they're going to be capable of some large hail. The tornado threat's not zero with these guys. This is 9 a.m. Wednesday, still looking at rain, some thunderstorms moving into the area. And you notice once they do push into central Arkansas by Wednesday afternoon into the evening, certainly going to be pulsing right back up. What are the hazards we're looking at here? Wind, hail, and flooding are our primary concerns. I've got those listed in the medium category. Tornado is low, but it's not zero. And I'll tell you this, while yes, it's low, it's a little bit higher than it has been the last couple of events that we've had. We'll want to watch those isolated cells very closely. Now, between now and Sunday, we're looking at a decent amount of rain. You'll notice these brighter colors, Texarkana through Little Rock through Jonesboro. That's where they're looking at somewhat of a historic rainfall event. I don't expect that here necessarily, but I do expect a decent amount of rain, 3 to 5 inches northwest Arkansas. I've got most of the River Valley in a 4 to 7 inch zone. Meanwhile, parts of southern LaFleur, Scott, even parts of Logan County, 5 to 8 inches. Now, just like when you were predicting snow, not everyone's 3, not everyone's 5, not everyone's 4, not everyone's 7. We kind of fall within that range there. It's enough rain over a short enough period of time. Weather Service in Little Rock said, let's go ahead and issue a flood watch for those 3 counties, Johnson, Logan, Scott. Weather Service in Tulsa, who takes care of the rest of our area, says we're probably going to issue the watch. We just want to look at a little bit more data. So if you're not under that watch, which is the majority of our viewing area, just know this, you're probably going to be placed under one. Tomorrow's going to be a windy day. That's kind of a critical factor to this entire forecast. Those winds are going to be shifting out of the east initially tomorrow morning, getting out of the south by most of the day. 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts are going to be common, especially by tomorrow evening going into Wednesday. It's going to be a very active week of weather. Here's what we've got. I'm going to call for a weather impact alert on Wednesday. I think that's the day we've got the highest chance of severe storms, but that doesn't mean we won't have severe weather Thursday and Friday. I think that's a real possibility for us. More details are just needed on that forecast. Rain will probably continue through your Saturday, tapering off by Sunday afternoon. And then by next week, we have some quiet, dry weather. One other thing I want to point out to you, we do have that potential for some cold temperatures, especially Monday morning, Tuesday morning. If you've already got plants in the ground, you're going to want to be mindful of some frost, potentially even a freeze, depending on how low that thermometer goes. So a pretty active week of weather. Got lots of storm chances, lots of rain chances. Here's one other thing I want to point out. It's not going to rain all day, every day. You have some high chances. There's no question about it. In fact, Wednesday afternoon should be dry, mostly dry. Now Thursday, Friday, additional chances of rain. We'll have to watch to see how much it all adds up to. Flooding is going to be a concern for us, and we're talking about not only flash flooding, but some small streams and creeks flooding as well, especially towards Saturday once we've had all that rain over a couple of days. We'll have to track. We'll keep you posted, not only here, but over on 5 Plus as well.
Okay.